family, friends, fellow YouTubers. We want to welcome you to Jim's In Town Gardening and also Bella's Legacy Rabbitry. So here I am in our guest room, sewing room, seed starting room, catch-all room. And today I am going to start pansies. Now, pansies are one of the things that Leanne and I really enjoy. There's one certain garden that I plant a lot of these. We have a barrel that's tipped over and it looks like the pansies are just flowing out of it, and it's gorgeous. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start pansies. These are the Swiss Giants, and I kind of like their description. The all-time favorite cool weather plant, rainbow of colors with distinctive black markings that give the appearance of a happy face. Who doesn't like a happy face, especially with all the turmoil that this world's going through? Fragrant, large blooms of compact plants make the pansy a delight for gardeners. Recommend starting indoors. Yeah, they recommend starting somewhere around 8 to 12 weeks before your last frost. So normally I don't get into much of the garden until after Labor Day here in Maine. And even still, we have a frost after Labor Day quite often. So much for global warming. Anyways, so here I am. I've got my my seed starting mix. See if I can focus this down. This is nothing but Pro Mix. I buy the big bale. Usually I go through 2 or 3 bales of that a year. This is from last year. It was a bale that I hadn't opened up yet. Now I've taken and I've kind of crumpled it all up. This stuff is so compacted. It's dry. I don't know if you can see the dust that's flying up, but there's a lot of dust. It's dry. Dry, dry, dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add water. This is probably going to take about 1.5 gallons, roughly. So what I'll do is I'll dump my first gallon in. I'll mix it up. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a clump of this and you're going to squeeze it. Now you want it to clump together, not like what you're seeing here. You want it to clump. But when you squeeze, you only want maybe a drop or two that comes out. You don't want it too dry. You don't want it too soggy. So that is the rule of thumb. You know, when you're adding water to this, keep it moist, but not excess water. You know, when you squeeze it, you want maybe a drop to fall out, and that will be good. So I'll be with you after we get the water added. Okay, well, welcome back, friends. Got a little delayed, but anyways, it's all right. In fact, even ate lunch. Okay, so I have the consistency about where I want it. Hopefully everybody can see this good. See if I can shine it down. What you want to do is you want to mix it. And when you squeeze it, I mean, I can see a couple drops come through, but it's all nice and clumpy. So I've already filled some of the containers, the cells. So what I do is just fill it up, and I do it loosely. Get each cell filled up. Just gently tap them down. Make sure that the soil is down at the bottom. Again, I don't, like with any of my plants, when I'm starting them like this, I don't water on the top at all. Everything goes in the bottom of the tray. Just lift these seed cells up and fill it. And typically what I'll do is, I'm trying to think. Normally it's about every other day, and I might fill the seed cell on the bottom about quarter full. You know, depending on how things are going. And you should know. So if you've got the soil all the way down to the bottom of these seed cells, it's going to be like a wick. It's going to draw that moisture up through. and feed those roots. Now, another thing that you can do after you've got the seeds in and you're done, you're ready to put it in, a warm area, preferably getting these started dark. You might want to mist the top of these. I'm not going to. These are plenty moist enough, so they'll be fine. Okay. So if you give me just a minute to go wipe my hands, wash my hands, I will be right with you. Okay, so now I have the seed cells. They're all full. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take seeds, put them in. Now I told you, usually when I plant these, it's very, very loose in here, barely packed down. And the reason why is these only get buried 1/8 of an inch deep. It's very, the small seeds, hard to work with. And the older you get, the harder they are to work with. Somebody knows what I'm talking about here. Okay, so I'm going to aim the camera down here, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so as you see, these little seeds are very, very small. So what I'm going to do, and I know some of these little cells are going to get more than one seed. I know it. Can't help it. Like I said, they're tiny. And all I'm going to do, like I said, my soil is just barely packed down, and there's kind of a little divot in the center. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the seed in each one of those, and then I'm going to kind of pack down around it. Now, like I said, when you get done with this, if you feel it's too dry, you can mist it a little bit. I'm not going to. I know this is damp enough to get it started. What I don't want is for it to start molding on the top. And by overwatering, you can do that. And especially where it's going to be, you're going to have that dome over it. There's not going to be any air getting to it, as they're getting started. Okay, I think I got each cell. So now I'm going to give it a little extra pressure just so that I have that contact around on that seed. Now, if when I come and I check my seed rack and I find that the soil on the top is getting a little bit dark, then I can mist it. Typically, this works for me. I think I got enough seed in my hand for this. And I did. Getting these seeds started, it's a happy feeling for me. It's been a long winter. We've had a mild winter here in Maine, but still, it's a long time not to do something that you love. I love gardening. I love spending time in my garden. I love doing this here, starting little seeds and watching them do their thing. I love it. So that's how I start my pansy seeds. I do have some impatiens that I'm going to start. I don't know if I'm going to get to that today. I've got quite a few flats of these that I want to start. So anyways, when you get done with that, Let me bring this back down around. All right, so you get done with it. You just put your dome over the top. And what I'll be doing is when I get done with these, I'll be putting them up in the in my seed rack. In that seed rack, I just checked 79 degrees, I think. And I had just filled some more of my water containers full. So that might have cooled it down having the door open. But anyways, about that, if you can keep it somewhere around 80 degrees, a lot of people will use a refrigerator, put their plants on top of a refrigerator. You don't need the light. You just need it warm. And then with this dome over it should keep that moisture in. You'll see these, a lot of vapor inside being trapped. That's how you start them. Now I'm trying to think. Germination day, time. 10 to 20 days. So these take quite a while. Take quite a while to germinate. So possibly I may miss these tomorrow morning. If not, probably the next day. And don't overdo it. Just moisten that topsoil. Your seeds aren't that far underneath. So anyways, I hope this inspired you to get some spring plants started. Maybe some pansies. Pansies are great. For me, and especially the Swiss giant, they're a big flower. And oftentimes in the spring, what I find is I'll have a bunch of them growing on my lawn. The seed got carried away, and that's just neat, to see the pinks and the blues and the purples and even the whites with the colors inside. I love seeing that. So anyways, thanks for watching. By the way, yesterday I posted a video of Leanna doing our dinner. Some people might look at that and that's dinner. Well, we had a late lunch. I had to take her to the doctor's office, and she was tired. I was tired. So she made that quick dish, and, it was so tasty. Tuna Monte Cristo. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, I'd urge you, please do. Just go to the video that we put in yesterday, and you'll see that. Thanks again, friends. We love you. God bless you. Doing the second tray, I got thinking, there's another way that I start these pansy seeds. And I'll show you what I do here. Okay, I've got my seed cells filled. You notice it's not quite up to the top. Okay, so what I'll do is, again, these guys are so small. I've done this before. I'll drop a seed, sometimes two. These are very tiny again. Oh, that one got three. Take that one out. Tiny, tiny, tiny seeds. Tiny, tiny. And I know some of these got more than one plant, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's see, where did we walk? As I said, when you get older, when your hands have been smashed as much as mine have, working dairy farms, makes it that much harder. That, my hands are so dry. Working in the soil, some of the other things that I've been doing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and just sprinkle. Just sprinkle. You don't want much on there. Like I said, 1/8 of an inch of soil. But by the time this gets compacted in, So that's another way that you can do it. If you use some of the other seed starting mediums, that Jiffy, it might not be quite as coarse as this is. This is a little bit coarse. But anyways, it's all I did is I sprinkled some on the top and just patting it down decent shape. So that was just a little quick add-on to this video. The other thing, as I was doing this, I got thinking, I think what I'm going to do is Wednesdays I will add gardening stuff, as I'm planning things. Now I may video that prior to, like today is Thursday, and this one will probably go on sometime tomorrow. But I think what I'll do is Wednesdays will be my garden updates, and so that will be the rabbit update on Monday. Tuesday, the rabbits for sale. Wednesday will be a garden update. And then Thursday in the kitchen with Leanna. And Fridays and Saturdays, if I can post something, it'll be just an extra. It'll probably be, now that we're getting near the garden season, starting things for me. And updates, how next week we'll see if any of the peppers are up. These probably won't be up. But maybe that's what we'll do on Wednesdays. Is Sundays, there's a video Sunday evening that usually goes on from our church service that's on our J&L Ministries YouTube channel. You can see that in the description box below. Also, Thursday morning, there's a sermon message from Wednesday night. So, again, thanks for watching, guys. God bless you.